This is important though, too. I'll be there in a minute. I did tell them. All right. So the orientation, unfortunately, seems to be locked. So it means that today we're going to have to be in Struggle Street with our portrait mode, which is a bugger, but never mind, at least we got here. So just wait 2 or 3 minutes for everyone to get back on, and let's have a quick talk about art pricing. But I will wait a minute. Sorry that it's on portrait mode. Hi, Gail. Thanks for coming back. Let's see if I can find my coffee. Can you see my eyes scouting around looking for it? Where did I put it? Okie dokie. Well, I've lost my coffee, which is always a bad start. I found it. Terrific. So we're in a bugger mode today called portrait mode. I'm going to get myself a little seat. But firstly, I think we'll just have a quick look around. I know, Gail, dropping our coffee. A quick look around behind me, not necessarily to all these boxes that are ready to pack your goodies that get sent from Melbourne Art direct to you, but having a really good look at the great stock that's available. This is where the framing gets done, in here. Just peeking behind my shoulders, and our fabulous substrates that we love so well and so much. And I'm just walking slowly so you don't get too jolty. Hi, Charmaine, and good morning. You know, with our substrates here, we get the double backed edge and primed, sealed and primed. All right. So today's little chat is twofold. The first thing I wanted to talk quickly about, good morning Blossom again, is how do we, when we're doing a resin creation, secure our embellishments so they don't float off? Well, the first thing I suggest you do is plan your embellishments where they're going to go, and when you like how you've set it up, take a photo of that. And then what you can do is mix up the tiniest little bit of resin, just 10 mils, so 5 mils part A, 5 mils part B. Mix, mix, mix. Use that as a glue and secure those embellishments to where you want them to be so they don't go floating off when you pour your resin. The second thing you could do is do your creation in stages, and that would be you do your background, then you do a really thin coat of resin, clear, and wait till it's tacky. So wait till it's like about an hour and a half in the curing process, and then plonk your embellishments on, and they won't float away. They'll stay secure where they are. Wait till that's cured for 12 hours and then finish off your creation. So there's some ideas on how you can secure your embellishments into your resin project. Now, in brief, I've got a bit of noise behind me. I hope. It's just so windy today, have you noticed? I don't think there's anything I can do to help that be minimal. You're welcome, Sharon. Hopefully that's not annoying you so much and it's more annoying me. Well, I've been asked a few times this week about pricing art. Hey Maggie, do you know how many comments I get that start, messages? Hey Maggie, can you help me with art pricing? I've got this ready and I'm ready to sell it. So on the subject of art pricing, it's such a personal and emotional kind of topic, isn't it? The first thing that you want to look at when you're pricing your art is consider where you're selling your art. Your prices will be different if you're selling them in a street market versus selling them at a gallery. And when you're pricing your art in a gallery, you also have to build in pricings. Sharon says, we've just had torrential downpour, thunderstorm, hail. Expect Pakenham will be in for the same weather. Yes, it's hideous here. It's the resin gods aren't blessing us with good weather. Okay, back to the pricing. When you're going to approach a gallery or go into galleries, you need to also realise that you're going to be taking note of what the commission rate is of the gallery. So, for example, most galleries these days demand a commission rate of between 30% and 50% of what your art piece sells for. And what I have noticed over time is that more and more galleries are doing less and less of their traditional roles. And their traditional roles were things like promoting the artists, getting right behind the artists, and acting almost like a manager for the artists, doing their openings, helping the community and interior designers get connected up with them, and really looking after their artists like nothing you've seen before. Often nowadays, when you're applying for a gallery position, you'll be asked what your following is, what your strategy is for marketing, and a lot more of that falls into your lap, and you're still paying for a large or you're paying a large sum of your art pricing out of your commission. So when you do start looking at working alongside galleries, really have a good look at that memorandum of understanding that will be written up between yourself and your gallery. And if you would like to approach galleries and would like a memorandum of understanding template that you can prepare, do hit me up, because I have got one that you can build upon. Right. So that was the pricing with galleries, and of course, I didn't really talk about numbers. Have you noticed I am not going to be talking about numbers, because I just feel that there's so many things that need to be considered when you're pricing your art. And the first thing is that even though you yourself might be able to create something that looks so much more technically advanced and stunning than, well, we call the person Karen. Oh, poor Karen gets such a hard rap, than Karen. But Karen has a bigger following and a bigger reputation and can demand a higher price for her art. So these days, it really is important for you to get your following and get your reputation up there, because your reputation is what can help you increase your art pricing over a period of time. I'm going to use that to, ouch, got something in my eye. The second thing is that we see a lot of formulas thrown around the place in regards to art pricing per square inch. There is two different types of per square inch. There's one called the per square inch and one called the per square linear inch. I'm no mathematician and don't know what the formula difference is, but look it up, because the per square linear inch helps your graph of increase go up more eloquently than the per square inch that seems to jump up quickly and rapidly when you get to certain sums of multiplication. For example, a 20-inch by 20-inch all of a sudden becomes $400. Hey, you inspired Carolyn. I don't really actually like winking. I think it's a bit like sleazy, so why am I doing it? I'm so sorry. Please let me take my winks back. Okay. So they're the formulas, and if you're considering doing a formula, it can help you feel secure and able to give a quick quote in regards to what your art pricing will be. And things you need to consider will be your materials and what you would consider paying yourself per hour as an artist. And when you're deciding that, you really need to consider where you are in your art journey. Are you at your apprenticeship phase? And your apprenticeship phase, generally speaking, lasts 10 months to 18 months, depending on how often you can create using the particular medium that you're focusing on or the technique that you're building upon. And then your entry level, which is sort of 18 months to 3 years following that apprenticeship stage. Then you're moving into being more of an established artist, and that's where your reputation should be supporting you up, and you should be able to really call for a really confident, at minimum, $2.50 per square inch formula. Now, when you're thinking about your time, you think about your setting up time, your creating time, your packing down time, your post-care time, and your finishing time. And when I say post-care, I'm talking about things like varnishing or clear coating your acrylic artwork, flood coating a resin creation, cleaning off the backs and the edges to make them beautiful and attractive. What else? D-rings application, making sure you're not only just putting in the time it takes to get a good hang, but also the products that you're using. Remembering to include your frame cost as well. And yesterday I was speaking to someone who always doubles their framing. So they source their frame, apply their frame, and then double the cost of their framing. And in saying that, that person usually sources frames that are good solid frames of about $120 per 16 by 20 project. Now, what else with costing? Some things with costing. I was talking to someone else about costing this week and talking about how if you can be flexible within yourself, it helps so much more. So for a set of the same set of coasters I make at an expo, I will charge much less than what I would at the gallery. And that's based on the notion of knowing my potential buyers' expectations. At an expo, people are expecting a bargain. So to go in at an expo and have your art for sale when it's a stand for products at full cost would probably not see you get, "Hi, come on in." That's the doorbell here at Melbourne Art Direct. It's effective, isn't it? What was I saying? The expo. Yep. Now, in saying an artist show, you would want to make sure that your art pricing is generally around the same as what you would price it for yourself outside of gallery. Now, if you do happen to have a contract with a gallery and you are selling directly yourself, you want to make sure that you hold your gallery pricing in integrity and then price your own pricing similar to the gallery as well, because otherwise your buyers become, well, they feel like they're getting ripped off if they're able to buy something elsewhere much cheaper than at the gallery. So that's usually within the one district. So having to be mindful about that if you have a presence in several places in the one district, making sure that your pricing is consistent across those places so that your buyer doesn't go to one place and see a piece of art of yours for sale at, for example, $500, and then go to another place in that same district and sees the same size art of yours for $250. It will make your buyers feel yuck. Oh, now, this one's an interesting one when we're thinking about pricing, the size of your artwork. You and I both know that smaller pieces can often be more complex and fiddle-farty. But when we're considering our buyers, they're still coming from the notion that bigger is more, therefore you pay more. So a simple piece of art, and when I say simple, I mean simple technique and not as timely, on a 16 by 20 can and will cost more than a more complex, small 6-inch by 6-inch that had layers and layers and layers. Yoda, come here, Yoda. Do you want to say hello to everyone? You don't. You're feeling very shy. So that's about it for pricing. And look, just in time, here comes Shane. This is Shane. Come and sit next to me, Shane.
Come and say hello.
This is Shane, the dude behind Melbourne Art Direct.
Hello.
behind Melbourne Art Direct and the Artists Warehouse, and our Mad Resin, and many more up-and-coming products. Charmaine says hi to you. I'm just going to put this down on my knee so we've got greater stability. And Shane, one thing that I've noticed is that certainly since Mad Resin has... Oh, the doorbell. You know that means Shane has to go.
Customers, sorry.
Do you want to talk quickly about the background of Mad Resin, and I'll go and take the customer?
Oh, okay, a quick one. All right.
Put your elbow down there so that you can hold that steadily.
Yep, okay, gotcha.
And
Hello.
give everyone a lovely smile. You'll see little comments possibly coming up here, but these people just tend to love hearing me talk.
Right.
So if you could just quickly talk about how long Mad's been out, how it's picking up in the market, and your new casting resin, and I'll go and serve our customer.
Okay, no worries. No pressure, thanks, Charmaine. So Mad. Oh, well, a few years ago, we've come up with, about 4 years ago, we looked at the market and went, I think a lot of it's too expensive, so we went out and started chasing all the stuff that we needed, put a couple of chemists on board, and we came up with our own product. And because we manufacture it ourselves, we've been able to do a really good price on it and whatnot, and bring that to the market as a good price and a really good product. So, it's UV stable and non-toxic and all that sort of stuff, everything that's required for the artist. And then about 7-8 months ago, we started developing our casting resin, and now that's out on the market and that's selling really well. So our artist resin at the moment, we've just started manufacturing again. We sold 14,000 litres since Christmas, and we've just made another 18,000 litres now. So it's really, really pumping out there. So everyone's pretty happy with it. So yeah, now I don't know where Maggie's gone, but anyway, she's going to leave me to talk. Thanks very much. Keep your eye out for our new website, our new Melbourne Art Direct site. It's going to be a dedicated site just for resin, so that'll be live in the next week. So keep your eye out for that. That'll have lots of specials and bargains and all that sort of stuff.
Did you talk about your new moulds that are coming in?
Yeah, we're now the Australian distributor for Let's Resin, so all those new moulds. So they'll be available on all our websites, and we've just expanded into our ice flakes.
The opal ones?
The opal ice flakes, yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, so they'll be here next week as well. What else are we doing?
New entry-level alcohol inks. I think I talked about them last week.
Yeah, some entry-level alcohol inks. What else? We've got coming up in the next few months, we've got new watercolour pens.
Ooh.
We've got new paint pens that write on anything. We've also got, I can't even think what we've got now. We've got so much going on and so much coming up. It's really good, yeah.
And we're looking at a huge 2020.
Yep.
With more and more things coming into the warehouse where people can learn how to use these awesome products.
Yep. We're building a YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel will share everybody else who has good YouTube and good information. We're going to try and share their things, so it'll be a one-stop. So, we'll be sharing Maggie's and Sue Finlay's and a fair few others. So, all right, I better go and serve my customers. Bye-bye.
Right. So there we go, a little bit of information straight from the horse's mouth. And it does sound exciting, doesn't it, Sharon? Heaps of stuff coming and happening this side of town, and certainly really trying to find new ways and exciting ways to support artists upon their journey, regardless of where you are at your stage. And that includes we're developing some intermediate classes to help people push themselves with their acrylic pouring techniques, and also with resin too, going into some intermediate classes there. So I didn't have a chance to have a look at any of the comments that were coming up, but I do have to go and set up now. Have a look behind me. This is where we're teaching from today. It's looking good. So I'll go and set that up, and do say hello in the comments, and I've got a few things lined up over the coming weeks. We're having a guest speaker in a couple of weeks talking about how you can set up for markets. Another fabulous, exciting guest speaker who I can't really announce, but even if I gave a clue, you might guess who it is, so I don't want her to feel under pressure. But that was a gender reveal, wasn't it? I don't want her to feel under pressure. And I think that's about it. And I'm having heaps of fun using mirror effect spray paint in my pores. Who would have thought? It's so much fun. I'm quite addicted. I don't think I'll go back to just only using acrylic in my pores. So have a look at that. It's really fun. Okay, it's over and out time. Have a great day. Put your anchors on your feet so you don't get blown away if you're in Melbourne. And if you're somewhere else in the rest of the world, let us know what your weather's like so we can have some weather envy happening. USA, Vicky says it's lovely in the USA. I'll be visiting Vicky if I ever get my shit together to go over. Bye, Sharon. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone. Now, pressing off. Oh.